For years, the debate over energy and environment has fractured Canada. A bitter stalemate pitting provinces against provinces, economy against ecology. And now, new discussions, new outrage and new actions. A memorandum of understanding between Ottawa and Alberta, a document that aims to bridge the unbridgeable divide. This is not a simple story of a pipeline. It is a story of political survival, economic necessity and environmental risk on a national scale. With other words, a true Canadian story. In this report, we will dissect this fragile agreement in three parts. First, the negotiation table, the complex web of deals and compromises that brought Alberta and Ottawa to an understanding. Second, the national calculus, whatever party from Saskatchewan to British Columbia to indigenous community stands to gain and lose. And third, the reckoning, the environmental perils and the profound question of principle that now hangs over the federal government. An MOU has been signed, but the real consequences are just beginning. This MOU represents a fundamental shift. It signals federal support for a new pipeline corridor, a cornerstone of Alberta's Premier Daniel Smith's economic vision, and perhaps only chance to stay in power. But this support did not come freely. The agreement is a tapestry of political trade-offs. For Alberta and Saskatchewan, the benefit is clear. Another potential lifeline to global markets, freeing their landlocked resources from a reliance on the volatile and unreliable US. And that in itself is a darn good thing in my view. It is a promise of long-term economic stability and provincial sovereignty. For Prime Minister Mark Carney, the calculus is different. Number one, this is a strategic move to secure national economic unity in the face of aggressive US trade terror. Yes, it is literally trade terror by a man who is not familiar with the internationally widely used term a win for both sides. For the convicted felon and serial bankruptcy Donald Trump, it is all about I win, you lose. And second, it is an attempt to appease a restive West while advancing a broader national-built agenda. The deal is likely tied to Alberta's acceptance of stronger environmental frameworks, including carbon capture and a firm cap on emission. But at the table, a crucial voice speaks with caution. BC Premier David Eby. His province is not a signatory to the MOU, yet it bears the ultimate physical risk. How strange is that? His support, however reluctant, may be contingent on federal guarantees for spill response, increased resource revenue sharing, and ironclad protection for BC's coast. And woven throughout it all are the indigenous coastal nations. Their stance is not monolithic. Some see opportunity, equity share in the project, jobs, and revenue for their communities. Others see an existential threat to their land, waters, and traditional way of life. Their free, prior, and informed consent remains the most significant and unresolved variable in this entire equation. So, what does this mean for everyday Canadians? The benefits and risks are distributed unevenly across the map. The potential benefits are macroeconomic. All Canadians have a stake in a strong, unified national economy. Increased royalties could flow into the federal treasury, supporting social programs. A step every Canadian should be in favor of, I think. This project would create a ripple effect of jobs, not just in trades, but in engineering, finance, and logistics across the country. It is a bet on Canadian industrial strength. But the risks are equally profound. The environmental danger are not abstract. Pipeline leaks pose a direct threat to the waters and ecosystem along the entire route. For British Columbia, the risk escalates to a catastrophic level. A heavy oil spill along our rugged, storm-prone coastline. The consequences could be grave. The currents there are powerful and unpredictable. A major spill would be impossible to fully contain, threatening a 1.7 billion coastal economy built on tourism, fishing, and aquaculture. It would devastate marine life and the communities that depend on it. This also introduces a serious risk to commercial freight shipping. The increased tanker traffic would congest vital shipping lanes, raising the probability of a collision or grounding in some of the world's most challenging navigational waters. The breathtakingly beautiful coast of BC is not a wide open ocean. It is a complex network of narrow passages. This leads us to the most difficult question of all. Can Prime Minister Mark Carney, who has framed himself as a global leader on climate action, truly be environmentally cautious while championing a fossil fuel pipeline? The answer depends on which principle you prioritize. His government will argue that this is the very definition of pragmatism, that the transition to a green economy cannot happen overnight, that the wealth generated from this project will be the very capital that funds Canada's renewable future. Investments in wind, solar, and green grid. This will frame it as a necessary managed transition, but to its critics and to many environmental advocates, this is a fundamental betrayal. It is a capitulation to the oil and gas industry that locks in decades of emission at a time when science demands a rapid phase-out. It is, in their view, a decision that prioritizes the economy of the present over the environment of the future. As I always say, the Stone Age did not stop because we ran out of stones. This is the tightrope Carney must now walk. His credibility on the world stage is now closely tied to how he managed this project. So what comes next? The MOU is not a construction permit, it is a promise to try. That's it. The immediate steps are a minefield of regulatory hurdles, environmental assessments, and most critical, the deep and meaningful consultation with Indigenous communities. The way I see it, this process will test the very fabric of Canadian federalism. It will measure our ability to combine economic ambitions with environmental responsibility. It will reveal whether our national unity is stronger than our regional division. The pipeline accord is a fragile piece. It has paused on conflict, but it has ignited a deeper one. A conflict over Canada's soul, its economic future, and its environmental legacy. The agreement is signed, but the battle for what it represents is just beginning. So I leave you today with this question to reflect on. In a world where the need for environmental protection is more evident than ever, how does the thought not about any non-US pipeline, but this very pipeline grab ya? Let me know in the comments below. Does this pipeline resonate with you? And by the way, if this video gave you value, I would really love it if you would subscribe to our channel. We are trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by Christmas. So please do support that goal if you are curious. And if you like this channel's deep dives, ring the bell so you won't miss my next one. Thanks for watching. I'm Wilfried Lemkuller from Europe Curious.
You by our side, and we spent so many nights thinking how you did us wrong. Now we've banded all together. Your tariff made us strong, and so you know. us our own identity, so now just go. We will survive as long as we can think and work. We know stay alive. Yeah, but all we really need is we can live without your greed. We will survive. We will survive. We will survive.
51st state, my fucking ass. God, Canada.